This is your chef Hoss-pitality, and this is Rob Hoss-pitality.
Hello, Chef Hoss.
Hello, everybody.
How are you?
Wonderful, beautiful rainy day in San Francisco, which is my favorite weather.
Are you Mizoon?
Well, after 3 miles running in the rain, I am Mizun 100%.
Ah, good man. I'm glad you're still doing your running. So what are you going to teach us? Everybody's on alert here. We're all set. What are you going to teach us today today on hospitality?
Well, we're going to talk about the Iranian food as a lens of the sauces, and excited to talk about fessenjoon, one of them. So we're going to dissect the dishes and talk about if like a French cuisine, we have sauces or not.
I see. So do we have sauces in Iranian cuisine? And specifically, you're going to talk about fessenjoon. So for those who do not know, what exactly is fessenjoon?
Fessenjān, just simple. There's two elements, like a Captain Reza knows, like a movie. You have a main actor and actresses. We have a walnut and pomegranate juice or the paste. That's two elements. And after that, you can flavor it with any kind of spices or vegetables.
Oh, nice. And by the way, I think it's probably my favorite dish, and one that I don't make super well. So I'm very excited to hear about this. If the walnut and the pomegranate are the actor and actress, which one is which?
Depends who's talking. So I will go for pomegranate for actress and walnut for the because pomegranate is more beautiful.
and Chef Hoss, just parenthetically, why is it sometimes called Fesenjān and sometimes called fessenjoon?
Well, fessenjoon is the correct one. We're gonna go a little talk about what is the fessenjoon comes from northern Iran, Gilan. And in Gilaki, they call fessenjoon. The Tehranis, they change to fessenjan, come from the Dirne. So fessenjoon is the one, since you asked this question, I was going to bring it at the end, I can tell you, the word in the Gilaki, viz means walnut, and injan means grounding. So then, at the end of the year, Esfand, which is last month of Iranian calendar, there's a word called Esfandegan. So this two word has been transferred, became fessenjoon, come from the Viz and Esfand, so fessenjoon.
Period of the crushed walnut.
Yes, crushed walnut, and the way they pronounce it in Gilaki, I hope I am doing justice. Fesenjān. They're different.
By the way, I thought it was like, you know how if you're very close to someone, you call them June, and if you're kind of arm's length, I thought it was like that. Like, depending on how much you like it, you call it fessenjoon.
That's what I thought,
my
too.
fessenjoon versus, fessenjan. But this is interesting that it's geographic. I'll go with the Gilaki since my mom's from Tabriz. Chef Hoss, why is fessenjoon significant? What do you know about the history of it?
Well, fessenjoon, if you look at the climate Iran, the pomegranate, like we talked, two elements, walnut and pomegranate, they grow easily, especially pomegranate. They're resistant for the bad weather, less water. So it's one of the ancient fruit in the Iran. It's actually, we can proudly tell that's a 100% Iranian fruit grown and it's been went to another countries. This is 100%. I can tell that one.
You stole
Iranian.
my segment, Hoss. I was going to bring that up.
Well, we can still do that. We'll still do that. So you're saying pomegranate, right, is 100% Persian?
Yes.
Okay.
And then there are more than 1,000 variety of pomegranates. It's blown mine away, and they are right. And also you can divide it by sweet, tart, and sweet and tart in middles. So they are different flavors, different color, and they, like, the old days in Iranian, they used to every part of the medicine they use, like from skin, they used to use as a coloring factor from the pomegranate skin. And can you imagine there are between 200 and 1,400 seeds inside a pomegranate, average? Yeah. So it's grown there, and it's one of the before, like as you know, tomato paste has been introduced us in the past 2 centuries. And before that, we used to do our own paste, like from the wild plums and pomegranate, barberries. And pomegranate paste was one of the molasses, was the main ingredient in dishes.
Wait a second. So we didn't use tomato sauce until the last...
Tomato came from Southern America, from coast of Columbus into Europe in the after, but not even less than 200 years.
That's so interesting because so many Persian khoresh are tomato based now.
So that's you touch it to a very touchy subject. That's my tip. Some people they complain to me, why you doing infusion? I am saying I'm not doing infusion. If you accept the 200 years ago tomato paste in our cuisine, why not accept my take on the Persian cuisine, the modern cuisine?
Interesting. Okay, so I'm sorry if I cut you off. You keep going on the history of the Fesenjān.
Yeah. So when you look, so the pomegranate walnut was there, and we have used a lot in the cuisine, and especially in northern Iran. There are lots of pomegranate variety and walnuts especially, and also is a perfect marriage for the gamey dishes like a bird, and especially Caspian Sea, and they have ducks and other birds, and the perfect flavor for goes with the bird. And also to balance the flavor, because the pomegranate is considered as a garmi, like we call yin yang, like Chinese we call garmi sarmi. And to balance that one, sometimes they use the honey, but since honey is sugar, they go for the squash, natural juice. So they balance the flavors.
I have a question. We in English we don't have garmi and sardi, but in Farsi. We attribute certain food to being garm and
warm or cold.
And certain food being cold.
I guess we have hot meals, cold meals.
But we do. But no. Like you can.
No, it confuses the people. Yeah, because the best way to describe the American talk about yin yang yang. It's Chinese method, dark and bright, negative and positive, which is offset each other. But it doesn't do justice. So that would be actually, I don't want to spoil. I am going to have a future segment talk about Jarmi Sarmi and Abu Avicenna.
Yeah, that's
Avicenna. Avicenna was a great scientist, especially when it comes to Jarmi Sardi.
So Hoss, now weave in what you said in the beginning. You said something about we don't have sauces in the same way that French cuisine does. So how does that tie in here? That you would use the sauce of fessenjoon for other kinds of uses?
Yeah, this is the beautiful about the rock, and we're going to talk in the future. Okay, French cuisine wasn't French cuisine until like 17th, 18th, 19th century revolution and become Renaissance. So the sauces, five modern sauces came French cuisine 19th century by a chef. But Iranian cuisine goes for ancient time. So, but what we have followed, we have used the dishes, and like family styles, we have sauces, but it's made with the dishes. We're gonna make it narrow it down to fessenjoon. When you make the fessenjoon, you cook them with the protein. Used to be duck, which is the perfect marriage with the duck, but then Iranian, they didn't have access that much for that, so it became cheaper. They use a chicken. Chicken is more popular right now, but actually, so if you take the protein away and you use this sauce by itself, it's vegan. You can make it. You can use for dressing. You can use for appetizers. You can use for another protein like the venison or the foie gras or any kind of gamey meat.
Right.
And also you can use as a dipping. Like I gave recipe for Super Bowl with the chicken drumlet dip in the fessenjoon sauce, and it was one of the winner on the newspaper.
That's amazing. It makes so much sense. It works perfectly as a sauce. Why wouldn't? So now you're going to explain your method of making this sauce. I know that I've already got a preview of the video we're putting up on our Rook Media website, rookmedia.com, and it's awesome. I mean, this time you're really showing us how you make this dish. Can you describe what people will see when they go to see the video?
So what I did in the video was I show that basically how to make the sauce separately without any protein. This sauce can be used, chilled, keep in the refrigerator for a few days, and even they can freeze in the ice cube container. So in the future they can defrost it and use it. It works very well. So this is I'm showing the video how to make it step by step, this sauce. And also I have my touches. Again, we talk about what does it delicious means for somebody. Delicious means your taste buds. Maybe some dishes delicious for me, not for you. So that's why it comes the word improvisation or bedah pazi. So when you know how to cook, then you can take the element out of the dish and add your flavor. Like for example, if you don't want cardamom, don't add the cardamom this sauce. I add a cardamom, I add cinnamon, I got turmeric in it. So the point is here, based on your taste bud, your own
Right.
flavor you like. You can adjust the ingredient, make it your own.
You've said something like this before, and I really appreciate it. You've got this emancipated idea of like people should do their versions of cuisine, what they actually like to taste, because Persians do tend to get quite doctrinaire, right? About like, no, this is what, and I'm sure that's the case with fessenjoon, that some people expect it to look a certain way. So I know there's like there's a darker version of fessenjoon and a lighter version of it, and I'm sure people can get very territorial about that. Your credo seems to be do what you like to taste, right?
You're correct. This is amazing, great question. Your subject you brought it. For Fesenjān, the most important walnut is walnut, but what kind of pomegranate molasses? What kind? Did you use a tart one? Do you use a sweet one? So you can adjust the flavor. If you have a molasses like a tart, you can adjust it by adding a honey or adding a squash to it, puree squash. You can adjust it to your taste buds. So that's why we are used to with the flavor of who made for us, like our mom. So that's the best fessenjān for us. So when we test somebody else, we see a little tartar, a little sweeter. We are like, this is not working for me. But we also have to be open-minded. We can train our taste buds. We can train it. And also with the new generation and social media, those old days raising hand, this is not Iranian, this is not, is gone away. It's a history. Right now, new generation, open arm, accepting the revolution, I call it revolution, of the food of Iran, showing I can't use the word, the constructions of the food, separate it and bring the flavor and use it for the dishes. Like for example, in here we use the strawberry, raspberry, cherry vinegar for the dressing, salad dressing. Why not use the pomegranate dressing? Okay, what's the pomegranate dressing? That's the pomegranate sauce we make a walnut. There's walnut in the salad. Like you want to have chicken salad, right, in a restaurant. Why not have a chicken salad with walnut and lettuces and some other vegetables and drizzle with the fessenjān sauce?
How hard is it to put some of this sauce in a large Tupperware container and send it from San Francisco to Toronto? Is that taxing? Is that a problem?
Well, better than that, I will. Hopefully, this corona over, I will be there personally making in person for you guys.
Now you're.
And I will make
Believe me, my
home.
mouth is watering watching this video. Chef Hoss, this is great. I can't wait for people to see how you make this, and we've got some amazing background today. Another excellent edition of Hoss-pitality. So, rookmedia.com. Go to rookmedia.com. We'll put it right on the front page there. This video of how to make fessenjoon sauce, according to our great chef Hoss-pitality. Thank you for this, brother.
My pleasure. It's a pleasure always being with you guys.
Talk to you soon.
Talk to you soon.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye, Hoss.
Bye.
That's Chef Hoss-pitality in San Francisco with Hoss-pitality. Again, see the video at rookmedia.com.